you can start off.
I'm the Sergeant at arms, so can I start?
Oh, your sergeant arms for today? Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Sangeeta, the Sergeant at arms for today's meeting, and I welcome everyone to the 39th meeting of WIN Toastmaster Club. Before we move ahead with the session, I would like to introduce 3 ground rules that I would request each and everyone to kindly follow. Number 1, switch on your cameras and turn off your mics and unmute yourself only when asked to. Number 2, refrain yourself from talking about sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner. Number 3, avoid the usage of abbreviation. For example, instead of addressing someone as TMOD, use Toastmaster of the Day, or calling someone TM Sangeeta, use Toastmaster Sangeeta. Since we all are connected through this virtual podium, there might be a possibility of technical glitch or you might get disconnected. So don't get panicked, you will be reconnected within seconds. All our WIN Toastmaster clubs have been recorded and been uploaded to YouTube. In case you missed it, you can have access to our videos. So before I leave this podium, please give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Nilu for such a great achievement in TEDx. And allow me to introduce someone who is a micro planner and a macro dreamer. In fact, she is the face of WIN Toastmaster Club. She held multiple leadership roles at club, division, and extended district level teams. She is none other than our president, Toastmaster Ruchira. Please give a big round of applause for her.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sangeeta, for that wonderful introduction. Now, today is going to be a little different from the rest of the day. Today, we are having the first ever election for the Executive Committee for WIN Toastmasters Club for the term January 2022 to June 2022. Now we have one member who had nominated herself who has not yet joined. So before I start the election, just allow me 1 minute time to contact her, Toastmaster Arya. In the meantime, for all of you who will be giving your pitch, you can take this as a quick 30 seconds to, go through what you want to say. All right, so she has dropped out and we've crossed our quorum, so we can start the election. So I formally start the election process. Now I'll quickly just state how the process goes for those of you who are new members. So it starts in a top-down fashion. The first election is for the post of president. There are 3 nominations for the post of president. I will be creating a breakout room and assigning, we'll be calling you in alphabetical order. When the 2 people who are not speaking first are going to be pushed, assigned into the breakout room. They'll come out one at a time and they will give their own pitch. At the end of the pitch, we'll launch a Zoom poll with the 3 names. You have to choose who is president. The highest vote obviously will be the one who is chosen as the president. For the 2 people who are not chosen as president, they are free to nominate themselves for any other post that is there in the EC. I hope everyone is clear with how the election proceeds, and the same will go for each step. All right. So let me just check for the post of president. We have 3 nominations. That is Toastmaster Jayati, Toastmaster Momita, and Toastmaster Shruti. So in an alphabetical order, we'll first hear Toastmaster Jayati, then Toastmaster Momita, then Toastmaster Shruti. So I'm creating a breakout room quickly, and I'm assigning Toastmaster Momita and Toastmaster Shruti there. Just allow me a minute to put it. Breakout room, create one, create. Momita and Toastmaster Shruti. Have you received an invitation, Toastmaster Momita? Toastmaster Shruti? All right. All right. Now, since Toastmaster Jayati has had a dental surgery, I will be reading out her pitch, which she has shared with me. Please note that this is a document that is shared by Toastmaster Jayati. I am merely reading it out on her behalf. All right. I, Toastmaster Jayati, am here to nominate myself as the president of the club I belong to right from its inception, and therefore I feel I know best where its strengths are and can identify the areas of improvement. I have worked under the able leadership of our president, distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira. I have closely seen how the president works, how she leads, and have learned a lot from it. Today is the payback time to my club, which has given me so much. It has given me not only leadership and communication skills, but the most importantly, a wonderful Toastmaster family. A family who is there to support me when I fall, encourage me when I'm losing my confidence in myself, pushing me on to achieve more. When I am president, I will be there to support you. I promise to give you a push whenever you need one, and I will also help you to break your cocoon and come out of it just as beautiful as a butterfly. Because I know that the real beauty lies outside your comfort zone. I love you all and thank you. This is a pitch from Toastmaster Jayati. I will now be pulling in Toastmaster Momita. And for this post, I'd request Toastmaster Rewa to please, is it possible for you to share timer cards for 1 minute? Or can you just, even if you can't share a timer card, can you time it on your phone and just say done at the end of 1 minute? Good. All right. I'll bring in Toastmaster. Yes. Toastmaster, you have 1 minute to state your pitch. At the end of 1 minute, Toastmaster Reva will be telling you done. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Toastmaster Reva, if you can put a thumbs up when Momita can start.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I have been a member in many clubs, but WIN Toastmasters Club hold a very special position in my heart. It being a women's club with members from India and abroad, it had been a completely different experience. I have been a VPPR of this club since it got chartered, and considering the club's uniqueness, we have come up with the Wow to Win series. As an associate VP education for this term, I have personally approached each member to take up roles and start their Toastmasters journey. I have been completely committed to this club since its inception, and going forward as a president, I would like to take our club to higher levels. This world is full of women leaders who have made a difference. This online medium gives us the chance to connect with them. I would like to get such leaders to our club as guest speakers and find out how this amazing metamorphosis of theirs takes place, and each of us can learn and evolve. And having a young and tech savvy president like me can only add to our advantage. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Momita, for sharing your pitch. I'll bring in the last nominee, that's Toastmaster Shruti. Toastmaster Shruti, you have 1 minute to give your pitch. At the end of 1 minute, Toastmaster Reva will be telling you the word done, and her thumbs up indicates the start of your speaking.
Hello everyone, good evening. And why should you be saying this very good evening to me? For three reasons. Number one, because if I am elected as your president, I will make sure that all of you feel represented and feel included in this club. Second thing, I will also make sure that there is an inclusive growth in all of us, because the club cannot grow if any one of us, just one of us, is lagging behind. And the third one, I will make sure that our club is represented in this whole universe of Toastmasters here. Other than that, I am very happy and glad to be a part of this club, and I will make sure that I continue to add value to this club's whole mission of providing a platform to all the women, no matter what. This was my pitch. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti. Now that you've all heard the three pitches, I'm launching a Zoom poll. Please vote for the person that you would think should be the president for the next term.
Are we also supposed to vote?
Yes, you can. All right, we've received 100% of the votes. Allow me a minute to have a look at it. All right, by vote, the winner of this particular post, that is the role of president, is Toastmaster Shruti. Please give a round of applause to the president for the next term, Toastmaster Shruti. Congratulations, Toastmaster Shruti.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, moving on to the next role, that is the role of Vice President Education. For the role of Vice President Education, we have received one nomination, that is Toastmaster Nilu. Before I move on, I need to quickly ask from the people who had nominated for President, whether Toastmaster Jayati, Toastmaster Momita, would you like to nominate yourselves on the floor for this role? Seeing no response, we have one nomination, that is Toastmaster Nilu. Toastmaster Nilu, do you have a pitch?
Can I nominate for Toastmaster Jyoti? No.
No, sorry, but this is only you nominate for yourself only. All right, so we have a unanimous election for the post of Vice President Education, that is Toastmaster Nilu. Please give me a round of applause. Join me in giving our Vice President Education, Toastmaster Nilu. Congratulations, Toastmaster Nilu. Moving on to our next role, that is the role of Vice President Membership. Here we had received two nominations, that is from Toastmaster Arya, Toastmaster Kalpita. As Toastmaster Arya has backed out, we therefore have only one nomination, that is Toastmaster Kalpita. I open the floor to anyone who would like to nominate themselves along with Toastmaster Kalpita. All right, seeing no nominations, we have Toastmaster Kalpita as unanimously elected person for the role of Vice President Membership. Please give a round of applause to Toastmaster Kalpita. Congratulations, Toastmaster Kalpita. For the role of Vice President Public Relations, we have one nomination, that is Toastmaster Rewa. I open the floor to anyone who would like to nominate for the role of Vice President Public Relations. All right, seeing no nominations, we have unanimously elected Toastmaster Rewa as the Vice President Public Relation. Please give a round of applause to Toastmaster Rewa. Many congratulations. For the role of Secretary, we had received two nominations, out of which one has already been instated as a role player, as an EC officer. Therefore, we have only one nomination now, that is Toastmaster Amrita for the role of Secretary. I open the floor for any nominations for the post of Secretary. Seeing no nominations, we have all unanimously elected our Secretary, Toastmaster Amrita, for the new Executive Committee. Please give a round of applause to our Secretary. Congratulations, Toastmaster Amrita. Now, for the role of Treasurer, we have received no nominations. So if anyone from the floor would like to nominate for the role of treasurer, please state your nomination right now.
Yeah, I can take that.
Toastmaster Momita, thank you for nominating. Anybody else? All right. So we have unanimously elected our treasurer for the upcoming tenure, that is Toastmaster Momita. Please give a round of applause to Toastmaster Momita. Congratulations, Toastmaster Momita. For the role of Sergeant at Arms, we had received 2 nominations from Toastmaster Kalpita, Toastmaster Sangeeta. As Toastmaster Kalpita has already got into a role, we will now have unanimously elected our single member, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Before I announce her, I open the floor for any nominations for Sergeant at Arms. Seeing no nominations, we unanimously elect Toastmaster Sangeeta as the Sergeant at Arms for the upcoming tenure. Many congratulations, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Now, I will quickly read out the names of the newly elected Executive Committee for WIN Toastmasters Club for the tenure for Jan 2022 to June 2022. We have with us Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Sangeeta. We have with us Treasurer Toastmaster Momita, Secretary Toastmaster Amrita, Vice President Public Relations Toastmaster Reva, Vice President Membership Toastmaster Kalpita, Vice President Education Toastmaster Nilu, President Toastmaster Shruti. Round of applause to the newly elected Executive Committee officers who I'm sure, are going to take WIN Toastmasters to all the new heights and get all the achievements that it can in its first year as a regular club as well. Now, this time I'd invite the president, that is the incoming president, Toastmaster Shruti, to share a few words about what her vision for this club is in 30 seconds or so. Toastmaster Shruti, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ruchira and distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira. And thank you each and everyone for voting for me. And I will also make sure, that was a part of my pitch, that I do not and never disappoint you all. First of all, the stage that Ruchira has already set, the benchmark that she has created, it is going to be not a tough thing because she has been training all of us, but it is going to be a task for all 7 of us and each and every member of the club to keep that bar of standards at that level. So let's all just make a promise to ourselves that we are going to be here for the club. We are going to be adding value no matter what, if we are in the AC, if we are the club members, because a club is nothing without its members. So make sure that if you are a club member of WIN, you are as important as any other EC officer or anything in this club. So here I am, thanking you as the president of the club, and would congratulate all the 6 other EC officers for taking up the position, because we got this. We are going to take this club to a next level. Thank you so much. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti, for sharing your vision for the club. And I'm sure that the executive committee and the members of the club would all be very proud to have you as their president. Now we'll come back to the regular part of the session, and I'll share my little message for today. So how many of you have ever participated or seen a relay race, at least at your school level? Can you raise a hand? All right. So relay race was one of the track and field events that I used to participate in, and it was my favorite one. And I was recently seeing a video of myself from my track and event time, a little, like the video cameras weren't even really well done. So I was this little green blob that was running around the field. But what I found, there were 2 things rather, that really stood out for me from that video. The first was how in a relay race, it's a team effort. Everyone has their own designated best part, and the entire team has to work together in order for them to win the race. The last person who runs is called the anchor and is someone who is the fastest runner. But it's not just dependent on on just one person running fastest. It depends that each person has got a lead in their own time, and therefore the last person can make it to the finishing line. The second thing that I noticed about this relay race was that as soon as you'd pass the baton, you were cheering on for your teammates, jumping up and running and shouting and screaming for the next person to keep the lead that is there. It's a team effort where everyone needs to pitch in and everyone cheers everyone on. And the third thing is that in a relay race, there is one part of the section which is marked, which is called the transfer zone, which is where one runner transfers the baton to the next runner. And in this little part of the zone, both the runners are in a motion, and that's when you can pass the baton. And today, ladies, you have witnessed the passing of a baton from one president to another. You have elected your president, and today the baton has passed on to the new executive committee. But it's not just up to one person. It's not up to just those 7 executive committee officers. It is a team effort. Every member of the club is involved in the decisions of the club. Every member needs to cheer, support, and encourage each other. And this goes on for the members, for the executive committee officers, to be led by your fastest runner, the number 4, which is Toastmaster Shruti, your incoming president. So I hope you have a wonderful 6 months ahead as an executive committee led by her, and you'll all support each other and keep growing as a club and as an executive committee. With that, I'd like to now hand over to our Toastmaster for the day. And because of a lot of last minute changes, I'm going to have to ask my VP Education team whether we have got a Toastmaster of the day, whether we're just having a speech or just a table topic master. Toastmaster Momita and Shruti, if you can clarify this.
We are having table topic marathon. So
Table topic marathon. All right. So we'll have the table topic marathon. And where is our general evaluator? I cannot see someone named. Toastmaster Shruti is our G. All right. So we have, but just before we move on to the table topics marathon, because we have a few minutes time, as you noticed, I would have mentioned in the group that everyone needs to be pathways enrolled. So is there anyone over here who has not enrolled in pathways as of now? Okay, Toastmaster Amrita, Toastmaster Shahida, anybody else? Toastmaster Kalpita. All right. So it is my responsibility to show you once by sharing my screen how to enroll in pathways. Please do so by tonight. After the table topics marathon, I will share my screen and show you the steps of how to enroll in pathways. Please do so tonight itself. We are receiving orders from higher authority that people aren't enrolled in pathways, people aren't giving speeches. And the thing is, you ladies are giving speeches, but you've not enrolled in pathways. So please do so. So for now, I'll hand it over to our table topic master for the table topics marathon, which is Toastmaster Amrita. Over to you, Toastmaster Amrita.
Thank you so much, DTM Ruchira. What a wonderful beginning to this evening. Looking forward, very futuristic approach, looking forward to next 6 months. Unfortunately, we do not have any prepared speeches today, so we are going to begin with something very special. I had been jotting down a lot of table topics, and then last minute I thought of something new that had been, of course, tutored by Toastmaster Charulata last time. Let's carry on the legacy. One good start, and then we carry on. And for that, I believe we have to number ourselves. So I'm going to give you numbers. If somebody could take down the track of these numbers, I require assistance here. Anyone who can help me out, please?
Amrita?
Do I begin with the table topic session immediately, or we wait for some great words from our lovely general evaluator, Toastmaster Shruti?
Yeah, you have to wait. You have no choice.
We are not looking for a choice, always looking forward to hearing from you.
All right. Thank you so much. I barged into the conversation that you all were having with Amrita because I had to introduce all the 3 role players, and I will not take much time, I promise. With this, my job is to just evaluate just your table topics that you will be delivering on the topics given by Toastmaster Amrita. And this, since I cannot do this entire full-on job alone, I will be having 3 role players with me who are also called as the tag role players. In other terms, timer, counter, and the grammarian. So the timer for today will be coming up on stage, Toastmaster Kalpita, as the timer of the day. Could you please introduce your role, please?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Since we are having just a table topic marathon and a different kind of a table topic session we are going to have today, as said by Toastmaster Amrita. So I think It will not be the general one. So will there be a minimum time I have to display? I'll be displaying the time as usual. That's what I had a query. Just now after listening from the table topic master, I had this query. Will I have to display the minimum, the yellow and the green and the red as we are doing that?
Yes,
Normal
of
way.
course, you will have
Okay.
to display the
Okay,
card.
sure.
1 minute for the green,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth.
Sure. So, well, good evening again. Well, I'll be keeping a track of your times, and I have 3 cards: green, yellow, and red to facilitate the same. Now, I will flash the green card at the minimum time, the yellow at the mean time, and the red at the maximum time. Since there is only table topic speeches, so one has to speak for minimum 1 minute when I will flash the green card, and the meantime 2 minutes. I'll flash the yellow card, and at 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll flash the red card. I'll keep on flashing the card as long as the speaker continues speaking. So that will be my job for the time being, and I will come back with my report when the general evaluator asks me to do so. I'll just share with you, I'll just flash the cards. Well, I'll share my screen. Give me a minute, please. There's the green card, the minimum time, the yellow, the mean time, and the red card at the maximum time. That's all. Thank you, and over to you, our general evaluator, Shruti. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Kalpita for taking up the role of the timer. And the next role player here is the R counter, and we have Toastmaster Nasima doing the role of the R counter. I would request her to come up on stage and explain her role to us.
Toastmasters and dear guests, if any. As a role of accountant, my responsibility is to make note of the filler words and crutch words used by the speakers. The filler words like, basically, actually, and crutch words like as should be avoided. Let's challenge ourselves today to avoid such words for better and effective communications. I'll present my report when I'm asked upon to do so. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Please give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Nasima. And with this, we move on to the final role player that we have for today, who is the grammarian of the day. We have Toastmaster Charulata doing this role, and over to you, Toastmaster Charulata.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Today I have I'm the grammarian and the word master, and today's word is vivacious. Vivacious is an adjective meaning scintillating, carefree, ebullient. Opposite of vivacious is dull. And the example to use the word in a sentence is Mr. Rahul had 3 pretty vivacious daughters. Or can say one more example, a fantastic team of vivacious ladies contested in today's election. Okay, and as a grammarian, and also I would request you all to use this word as many times as possible, and I would note down the name of the person who is using this word many times, and you will be appreciated during the report session. And as a grammarian, I'm here to listen carefully, and the good usage of words and grammar and sentences, and also note down the wrong usage of the language. And I'll be back with my report during the general evaluation session. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Please give her a huge round of applause for taking up this role. And with this, we move back and go back to our wonderful table topic master. I'm scared. What is she going to be doing here on stage? So over to you, Toastmasters Amrita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti. with this, as you've already been briefed of what exactly the plan for the evening is, I would be giving you a clue to begin. You have to listen carefully to the clue and continue in the sequence, build the story in a similar sequence. So I would be calling out a few names. You'll have to be very vigilant of your serial number. I have a few names. I'm not sure if Toastmaster Jaiti would be able to participate. Toastmaster Jaiti?
She is not able to speak.
Not able to. So sorry. All right. So you will witness this story and be the empire there. All right. The first in the sequence.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you
Please
give me
go
a
on.
minute? I'm so sorry. I'll just
No
prepare the
issues.
screen. I'm timer Kalpita.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute, please. I have to just set it right.
Just one doubt. How many minutes are we supposed to talk?
We'll follow the same timings as of the table topic. 1 minute minimum, 1.5, and you can carry it to 2 minutes as well. Maximum.
I'm sharing my screen. I think it's visible.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Great. I will be calling out names. If I've missed somebody, please let me know. I just jotted down after I saw the participant list changing. The first would be, of course, me, because I will give you the clue. The second I would have in this line is Toastmaster Nasima. Third would be DTM Ruchira. Fourth, we have Toastmaster Priya building up on the story. And then Toastmaster Shruti would continue with Toastmaster Momita following her. And then Toastmaster Charu and Toastmaster Nilu would be wrapping up the story for us all. So I'll go with the sequence once again. Toastmaster Amrita 1, Toastmaster Nasima 2, DTM Ruchira 3, Toastmaster Priya 4, Toastmaster Shruti 5, Toastmaster Momita 6, Toastmaster Charulata 7, Toastmaster Nilu 8. Did I miss on anyone?
I would request you to rename everyone with the numbers so that they do not forget.
I'll have to request each and everyone here to rename themselves.
Or you just post this order in the chat box.
I can do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. I think I have missed on Toastmaster Kalpita. Toastmaster Kalpita, let me bring you in at number 8. That
Yes,
will give you enough time to concentrate on your timing, and then
Yes, I'll not be able to note my time. That's what.
which is fine. We'll manage your time.
Sure.
Last time was fun. Let's hope the same. All right. I have the sequence here. I'm trying to paste it. Got it. Go. I hope everybody has received. All we have to do is just ensure that the first person finishes and the next in string, we don't have any gaps in our story so that nobody strays out. And that is a contribution from everybody here. All right, so I would begin. I was in my teens, a vivacious, carefree girl who was residing in her hostel. Very ambitious. And that night, that evening was special because I had lot of dreams to accomplish after I witnessed the event I had been into. Walking down the lane towards my hostel, was quite late. I had an eerie feeling. The footsteps following were making me nervous. That's it.
Was suspicious that someone is following me and stalking me. So I was so careful while walking around and I was searching for someone, whether someone is following me or not. Then I realized it is my own imagination. I have dreamt so much that always I feel like someone is following me and something is there behind me. So I understood that it's my mistake and I went back and I was going along my serpentine uh, corridor thinking of my dreams and my plans for my future. Over to you.
And as I was walking down those serpentine halls, I was holding this lamp in my hand. And because of that, just out of the circle of the light, I could see shadows darting everywhere. I thought they were figures, but then I wondered if they were just shadows. But if they were shadows, what were they shadows of? Because I couldn't see anybody around me, but the shadows seemed to be moving with a life of their own. But as I held that lamp, I felt that the shadows were not just moving around with any lack of cohesion, but they were pointing me to something deeper inside. So I decided to follow the general motion of the pattern, and I went deeper and deeper into that serpentine wall. Then I came to a dead end, and I wondered if I had been right or not. And as I looked around me left and right, I couldn't see anything. But then I felt something cold on my shoulder. It was a drop of water. And as I looked up at the ceiling, I noticed there was a trapdoor. I pulled the trapdoor, hoisted myself up, and looked around. Guess what I saw next? Next.
Toastmaster Priya, you are speaking on mute.
I was standing there to happen something, but I did not find anything around me. No people were there. No sound was there. So I thought, what should I do next? I was just went to the corner and waiting for something to be happen. Suddenly, I thought someone coming towards me, and just I was feeling afraid to see him. What he is going to next something to happen. But I feel something. I feel. Um, to do something and asked what is going around, but the result was nothing, and I was standing very in a very scary mode. So I did not say anything. I just watching that person, what he's going to do. Thank you.
And the moment I was looking at that particular wall or person, I was woken up from my sleep by my mother. Shruti, why are you sleeping so much? Mom, what are you doing? Why are you waking me up? It's a Sunday. I do not want to wake up. And I see myself in a pink pretty frock, and probably I was 12 years old. And I'm seeing this dream that I am on a dark road where no one is around. And I was constantly reminded of this wonderful movie, which was Stree. And there in this movie, it was a dialogue that, "Oh, Stree, Kalana." That means, "Hey, woman, come tomorrow." And I was reminded of this dialogue constantly. And then again, I'm woken up by my mom. Shruti, I'm going to pour a bucket of cold water on you. And imagine 6 degrees outside my house, and I'm wrapped in a big blanket, which is thick and so cozy. And my mother is waking me up from this dream. And there I felt so good and accomplished. Thank God, all of which I was dreaming was just a dream. And that means that your dreams are just dreams. Whatever you're seeing from your two eyes is the reality of your life. And you yourself can carve the reality of your life from your own hands. That's what my mother says, and probably which is why she was waking me from that dream. How many of you have felt that part? At least I have a lot of times. Done.
Well, it is true that we need to live in reality, but then I started thinking, what if instead of having that dream of a dark alley and welcoming tree in in our country, what if it was a Narnia dream? That I opened the door and there was snowfalls like I'm in Kashmir, and I can go skiing and snow biking, and all the nice things. I can get have ice cream, like make ice cream from snow and then eat it, and my mom won't be there around to tell no, no, don't eat ice cream in the cold. So it would have been so nice, and I didn't want to wake up or like think that we have to be in the present and do not dream. I would have slept all my life and be there so happy. And next. Sorry.
It's me, right? So well, I always dream that, every time this dream keeps repeating that I'm going to fall into a deep hole, and it's like fully dark, and I don't know, and I just wake up saying, oh, I just scream in my dream, and I just get up and see that I'm sitting on the bed, and I'm myself, okay, it was just only a dream and I don't have to. But I always think, why my dreams are like this, and why am I dreaming so much, and why this dream keeps repeating? So I didn't know. I actually want, now my father is not alive, but I wanted to ask him, because he's a numerologist. He was a numerologist and palmist, and so I wanted to ask him what must be the reason behind this. So then I thought I can Google and know now, since my father is not there. So I was wondering, and I used to discuss this with my daughter. So I think I want this to be only a dream and not happen in reality. Next.
Kalpita, it's your turn.
You are in mute.
Yeah. Well, the dreams keep on coming. And as I have always seen, the dreams always have led me to some place where I felt, no, I should not get up from sleep before, unless and until I end the dream. And also, the dream should end with a good ending. As we all know, any film or any movie that we see where the end is good, we feel happy. So then my life will be happier if the dream is happy, has a happy ending. But unfortunately, I kept on dreaming on that path. I was walking and I saw the shadow, and I could not understand what the shadow is all about. I looked at it, and then As I tried to approach it, it vanished. And I realized it was nothing, but it was some fear of something, some kind of a horror movie probably I had watched the last evening. Yes, might be that is haunting my sleep, and that is coming back to me. And I hoped I'm dreaming. And why aren't this something, some daylight I can see? Why the darkness is not vanishing away? Why I can't see a vivacious person coming in front of me and welcoming me with their warm hands? Oh, I just walking ahead and walking ahead. And suddenly I felt, no, it is enough time. Let me just think. Can it just happen that we can think and we can dream at the same time? No, but it was all dream. And the alarm clock suddenly started ringing. I felt I should immediately stop the clock, but something was stopping me from snoozing the clock, and it kept on ringing. And again, I kept walking down the lane, looking for that spark of light and walking in front. Hope to see the light again. Next.
I too wanted that I should not dream like this. I should dream good thing so that whole day would be good. But I really feel and I believe whatever thing we think whole day, whatever circumstances we are moving or going, it comes at night. Many times I felt I was saving my daughter from someone. I was screaming and I thought she is going far away from me. I was in pain and suddenly my eye opened. Few months before, I lost my two mother-in-law at the same time, and every night they came into my dream. And one day, and in my dream, they were alive. One day I asked my own mother-in-law, Ma, why she is playing with my grandson? He's too small. My mother-in-law replied me, oh, Nilu, please don't afraid of her. She is your grandmother. She want to play with your grandson. She is your mother-in-law and she had that desire to play with your grandson. That's why she comes to your dream. Every day I feel today I will sleep sound, but few weeks before my father passed away. And now I talk to him every night. I feel that I wanted to sleep in his arm, but I could not. Sometimes I felt so bad. I could not serve him at the last time. So it is very easy to say not to dream bad, not to dream good. We cannot control. Live every moment of your life because we never know when anybody will go away from us. So try to live every moment happily. And that day you will feel someone who is so happy and you always feel good for him. So try to give good and best part, whatever you can. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, everyone. This was all participating. And where did we start and where did we close and where all we went in our journey? Amazing. So, with that, I will close this session. If in case I do have some table topics also listed, if in case the time permits, we can get into that, or I think it will be fine with this today. How do you suggest?
I think we can have one small table topic session of 5 or 6 topics.
All right. Excellent. So can I have the nominations? Who's going first?
Toastmaster Amrita, just as a
Yes.
little break before we do that, I'd like to just share my screen and quickly show the demo for the pathways enrolling for everybody who's present here, because I have a meeting to attend, so I'll have to drop off, but I need to just show this once before.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So when all of you log into your Toastmasters International website, which I'll just show you right from the start. So you go to toastmasters.org. Each of you have your own membership ID, email ID, and the password with which you can enter into the website. If you have any problem with that, you can talk to your mentor directly, because you would have received these details in your email. Now, once you've logged in with your ID password, in the website, there's a tab called Pathways. You click on Pathways and click Choose a Path. Under Choose a Path, over here you see there are three options. The first is choose your path, $20 USD. Don't worry, you don't have to make any payment. You've already made a payment for that first path that you get. That's a free path. But you continue to path selection over here. Now, when it comes to how would you access your materials, please select digital resource, because we will be because we see our pathways in an online mode. And the next is how would you like to select? There are two ways you can select a path, and this I leave to you entirely. Either you can take an online assessment which tries to help you figure out which is the right pathway for your personality, or you can view all the options and choose a path. Suppose we go for view path options. Here, these are all the different pathways. There are currently 11 pathways that you can get enrolled in. Each deals with its own specific things, like, for example, strategic relationship talks about building relationships and networking across different cultures. Persuasive influence deals with conflict resolution and high level leadership. So you can find out which ones that appeal to you as a person. There's dynamic leadership for those looking to explore leadership skills. There's coaching for those wanting to enhance their coaching mentoring skills. So you can choose which pathway you want. Suppose you select a pathway, for example, I choose persuasive influence, just for example. You select it, you continue. You please confirm, you again continue. Over here for me, it will show $20 because I've already used my free pathway. But for all of you, you can fill in your own email IDs, etc. And don't worry about the payment. It's actually $0 because you get first pathway is free. And you just have to click continue and place order for your pathway. If you find that this is a little complicated or you can't remember, this is why we say please reach out to your mentors one-on-one, because your mentor is someone who's going to guide you into helping you join this pathways. You can do it on your own, but it's ideally better if you do it with your mentor. All right. So this was something I just needed to share with all of you. Please do so by tonight, if possible, if worst case by tomorrow. Enroll in your pathways, and done with that part, and I'll hand it back to our table topic master, Toastmaster Amrita.
Thank you so much, Ditya and Ruchira. I had a question, if in case this seems to be, or do I wait for the meeting to end?
No, please go ahead.
Okay. I was wondering what are the ways of obtaining our IDs and passwords. Sorry.
Okay, you would have received an email with the email that you registered. You would have received an email from Toastmasters welcoming you with your email ID is that same email ID, and your password would be given. You'd have a link over there to reset your password and set it up for the first time.
All right. And is there any other way of recovering if in case I'm not very sure of my email ID?
You
which
can
I
give your
registered?
email ID and give the forgot password option. It will send the link to reset your password immediately, like if you can't find that initial welcome mail.
And that's on the home page itself.
Yeah, on the first page, when you type toastmasters.org, type in your email ID and click forgot password. You'll get a link to that email ID and you can reset your password.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hi, DTM Ruchira. I have a question.
Yes, Toastmaster Nasima.
Actually, after choosing the pathways, when we are giving this speech, for example, I have given 3 speeches. Who will be responsible for uploading there that I have given speeches or something? I have to do that by myself, going
So
there, or
you have to go there. First of all, I'd request you to get in touch with your mentor to show you the first time how to mark it. There is a way, once you've completed a project, you can mark it as complete. All right. Once you've completed a whole level, like for example, in level 1, you have 3 speeches and you have 1 evaluation. Once you've marked everything complete and it shows 100% for level 1, then you write mark level complete. You will click the button. Your Vice President Education will then get an email saying that Toastmaster Nasima has completed level 1 of XYZ pathway. Then we approve it from our end and it gets filed as an award, as an educational award. You will get your certificate. The club gets the goal marked as well.
thank you
All
so
right.
much.
But for those steps, ask your mentor to show you for the first time.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right.
Okay, thank you.
Is there an option of taking a printed material instead of the digital
Yes,
one as
but
well?
you'll have to pay extra for the shipping, and that is quite a lot of amount that they ask for
Okay.
shipping.
All right, thank you.
All right. Are there any more questions related to pathways? Otherwise, I'll hand it back. All right. So back to you, Toastmaster Amrita, as the table topic master.
Thank you so much, Itya Ruchira. That was helpful. Uh, the clock seems to be ticking and we seem to be approaching our 8 o'clock buzzer. So it seems that we have very less time to continue with the table topic session. So let's continue with the meeting without more table topics. And we look forward to the next Sunday meeting for more table topics. With that, I hand over the podium to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Shruti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amrita, for conducting that wonderful table topics. And I do not have anything to evaluate tonight because I think the meeting overall was a celebration of our efforts, a celebration of life, and a celebration of us. So, but since there were 3 role players, I would rather than evaluating each and every person, I would call upon the role players first. So I would call upon Kalpita, if anyone who is disqualified, because I don't see any disqualifications today.
Honestly speaking, yes, I was actually planning to give the report, find no issues. I'll just tell it right now. See, basically, initially, I was not able to get in, like, how much is the minimum time, because Toastmaster Amrita spoke for 44 seconds for the story one, okay, and that continued, and Toastmaster Nasima 42 seconds, and then I thought that it's of no use, like it's a different kind of a thing altogether going on, so I went, like I just stopped sharing my screen. But anyway, I found some request on the chat and I started sharing the screen. Toastmaster Ruchira spoke for 1 minute 15 seconds. Toastmaster Priyat 1 minute 2 seconds. Toastmaster Shruti for 1 minute 36 seconds. I'm sorry, it was DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira. I just missed it. Sorry. Toastmaster Momita for 54 seconds. Toastmaster Charulata spoke for 1 minute and 44 seconds. Myself, I'm not able to note it down. Toastmaster Nilu spoke quite a lot of time for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Yes, of course, qualified, and I do not know about the lower limit, whether how to go about that. That topic master probably will be telling.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpita, for all your report. And all right, moving on to the next role player, who was the counter, Toastmaster Nasima.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My report are as follows. Toastmaster Amrita have used and a couple of times. Charulata 2 times. And Nasima, Toastmaster Nasima 2 times. Priya couple of times. And Toastmaster Shruti and once. And rest are flawless. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nasima, for your report. However, I would conclude that everyone is flawless today. So with this, I hand over the stage to our grammarian, Toastmaster Charulata.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. And as a grammarian, I think we all were like excited to participate in the table topics. And I think we all tend to have these R counters and the grammar mistakes because it's an impromptu speech. And some very little I could note, like example, the stalking pronunciation was incorrect. That is, it was said as stalking. So it is stalking actually. And then somebody said, I was just went to the corner. It's not I was just went to the corner. It is I just went to the corner. And then I just watching that person. That was also not the correct usage. You can say it as I was just watching that person. And don't afraid of her. That's not the correct usage. Don't be afraid of her. And the good usage I could listen from a sentence which was very positive. That is, live every moment happily and do good and the best part. So that was really good. And the words were used by Amrita, Toastmaster Amrita and Toastmaster Kalpita. And I think we are all the vivacious Toastmasters. So we have done a good job today. So back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much. So I think one thing that I have noticed here in Toastmasters meeting is the most amount of disappointment that is blessed onto one role in any Toastmaster meeting is of whom? Can you guess?
Listening master?
No.
Is it the R counter?
No. One last guess and I won't allow you all.
Grammarian.
Yes. Can you also tell me the reason?
Word of the day.
Yeah. Yes. Because none of us, we do not bother to use the word of the day. I have been a grammarian for the n number of times. I've tried using words which are difficulty level 10 and difficulty level 1, easy level 10 and easy level 1, but no one uses the word of the day, and I understand your pain, Toastmaster Charulata. So with this,
two Toastmaster Amrita and I think Toastmaster Kalpita used. And yeah,
amazing.
I said the names. Yeah.
You're happy with 2, I mean 2 on 12
At
is
least
fine.
sometimes it happens that no one uses. So at least I'm happy that 2 of them used.
I've had those days myself.
Yeah.
Nobody, I get the word and nobody used.
Amazing. So with this, we have come to the, towards the end of the meeting, and would request each and every one of you to buck up, to, just gear up, pull up your socks, and just get set for the new session, which is coming up the next 6 months. We are here for the club together in this, and congratulations to all the EC officers. With this, I would like to call this meeting a close. And can we please stop the recording? Okay. I'm the only one who's supposed to stop the recording.